Afternoon, traders. I apologize for being late. Can you all hear me?
Hello? Is it working?
I feel like it is. Okay, cool. I apologize for the tardiness. I just got back from the gym. And I had to throw a t-shirt on so you didn't see me my swole gear. How y'all doing? Glad you're here. Rabbit, good evening, my friend. Watch channel. DE. Hey, man. Sebastian, Brian, Sebastian, what a comeback. I know, dude. That's what I've been saying. Don't bet against this, right? I said this yesterday. I said, I think we'd hit the top, but if we don't go betting against it. Don't. And what happened? Just absolute crazy wealth destruction for those who decided to bet against it. No way. Leo, good to see you. Yeah, so let's chat on that, right? Pop this open. Share screen. There we go. Bruh. That is quite a power move right there. And yeah, I'm impressed, but also so nervous, right? So how many times have we visited the 20-day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we had a move back up. Now, OVTLYR gave us a sell signal on the SPY a couple days ago. So I'm still bearish to SPY. Nothing's changed in my opinion. I wanted to pull up the map, right? While it looks like a broad-based rally, I mean, it's all NVIDIA. It's all NVIDIA, 15+% at the moment. I mean, there are a couple that are putting on some numbers on the board, but it's all NVIDIA. It's crazy how one stock can move the market like this, right? But that's because it's a market-weighted index. So one stock pushing up 15%, Victor, good to see you, is going to make a huge dent like that when it is a big portion of the market. I mean, NVIDIA is going to, at this pace, it's going to be one of the most valuable companies. I'm sorry, I should say the most valuable company in the world. It already is one of the most. So yeah, I'm impressed, but that doesn't make me excited at all. In fact, if we look at market breadth, look how much that's changed. It went from basically 50% to 52%. This is not a broad-based rally. This is one stock pushing things up, which gives me so much anxiety. It gives me anxiety because the faster things go up, the faster things can fall down. And that it's not looking so good, Donna. It's not looking so good, but that's okay. Following the plan is what matters. I'm not actually all the way logged in on everything yet. Like I say, I was late. Give me just another second or two. I did spend several hours yesterday. I started a live, which I know a few people watched, doing some backtesting, and I was surprised. OVTLYR upgrade backtesting. Let me show you why I got surprised. All right, so everything with trading, in my opinion, has to start with data. Right, Nathan? It always has to start with data. Now, when I say it has to start with data, right, I give no shits about feelings. I give no shits about opinions. And you shouldn't either. It should be data-based, right? And so I'm going through here and I picked a bunch of stocks, a bunch of common names that you'd know, like Nike, Home Depot, Morgan Stanley, PayPal, AMD, JPM, Visa, Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla, Apple, blah, blah, blah. And so I was doing some back testing and I'm like, okay, first I want to, this segment right here is basically market trend. So let me highlight this blue or whatever color that is. I don't know, teal. So market trend, meaning is the SPY 10, 50, 20 moving up or is it moving down? -1 means at the time of the signal, it was moving down. +1 means at the time of the signal, it was moving up. Same with MMFI, same theory behind that. -1 means MMFI was trending down. +1 means MMFI was trending up at the time of the signal. Now, all these signals are positive ones. I'm going to use this same format for going short. So +1 means a buy signal. -1 is going to be a negative, a sell signal. And then 10, 20, 50 is on that particular stock. So there actually were a few buy signals like this one in Microsoft on 8/31/2023, where it was trending down, right? However, it had a 15.82% return between the open and close from OVTLYR's data. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. But in this column here, sum trend is the sum of these, right? A perfect score is 4.0. That means the market was trending up, MMFI is trending up, the signal was a buy signal, and that particular stock's chart was going up as well. And now this is my own backtesting, right? So it may be different from person to person, but this is how I arranged it. Doing that, a 4.0 is a perfect score. A negative 4.0 is a perfect wrong score, I guess you could say. Anyway, there shouldn't be any negative 4.0s because they all had buy signals. So a negative 2.0 is really the worst that could be. So the average trade was 1.62% across all of these, right? Indiscriminate, just pure average, 1.62% average win, 55% winning percent, which actually is pretty good for OVTLYR. Now, what I did find was that if you had mixed signals, right? Mixed market signals, mixed market risk signals, it was a negative expectancy. And I was not surprised by that at all, right? Market trend plus the MMFI plus the stock's own trend plus a buy signal. All four of those working together gives you a positive 4.0. It's 5 times greater, close to 5 times greater return. You want to know why I wait for MMFI and everything else to line up? That's why. 5x return, 70+% win rate. Give me a break. That is the difference between the best and the rest. That's why I wait to take signals. Nathan says he watched some of it, but if I could give some feedback on that, I thought your music was too loud to the point where I couldn't hear you speaking. Oh yeah, dude. Sorry, I had the music on and I'm like, I'd rather have the music going for you guys so you didn't have to sit and just watch me in the quiet. And I've already turned it down, so I appreciate that feedback because I checked it as well, make sure it worked. But the real surprise actually came from the relative strength. And I cannot express to you how surprised I was by that. So relative strength, I highlighted in yellow. Relative strength delta is right beside it. So relative strength delta. What is relative strength from relative strength delta? Relative strength means what is the average gain to average loss My bad. I'm here. I actually pushed a button on my mouse that made it go back out of the screen and then back in. So I'm here. Okay. Relative strength is average gain compared to average loss of that stock compared to the SPY. The SPY will always be at 100. So the relative strength of the SPY is always at 100, period. Relative strength delta means if it was relative strength at 110 today, what was it a week ago? Is 110 good? Is it going up to 110 or is it coming down to 110? That was something I found a long time ago really mattered. That you want to have your relative strength delta, your relative strength change, be growing and not just sitting stagnant or going down. And I pulled this data and I'm telling you, when I was shocked, that is an understatement because relative strength from 0 to 25, we didn't have any. 26 to 50. So meaning it was half the relative strength of the SPY yielded 2.8% with a 55% win rate. So essentially the same win rate as just pure average on all these, yet close to double returns. And I'm like, wait, this can't be. So I was like, what is the count of this? So we had 79 instances here, 78 instances. 9 of them, right? This wasn't a one-off. And then from 51 to 70, there were 20 of those, roughly the same win rate, roughly the same, slightly lower average trade, right? So this is all wins and losses together. And I'm like, low relative strength yields double. Somewhat low relative strength yields in line. And then these two, which is basically at the market's relative strength, not outperforming, but at the market's relative strength, yielded about double and about triple. But then I got on the far end of the curve And I'm like, what the actual heck? Negatives over 200 on the relative strength, negatives over 150, right? In fact, let's do this. Let's contain that category a little bit better. Yeah. Negatives. Negatives. I was blown away. I could not believe this. Where can we find the replay? It's just in the live section on YouTube. It's there. And Brian, it's nothing fancy. It was just me doing this live. Even my son interrupted me with some homework questions a couple times, so it's all good. But here's the thing, Brian. What the freaking heck? All of these performed well. Some of them performed better just at the market relative strength, give or take, between 76 and 125. But the best ones on relative strength were the worst performers. I was like, okay. So market trend does matter to this, but relative strength seems to not care. Outlier results seem to not care about relative strength because we've got it all across the board. And the ones that are at the highest relative strength actually perform the worst. I'm telling you, I could not believe these results. So I was like, okay, what about relative strength delta? Same thing. It's kind of all across the board. The only two categories were from negative 24, so a falling relative strength, to 0 at 3.16% average return. This is not average for all winners. This is average overall, so it includes losers. And then 26 to 50. Yet this range is 1 to 25 yielded a negative return. And I'm like, I think I just concluded that the outlier signals operate independently of the relative strength of the stock. And when I tell you, I was so surprised, I can't express how surprised I was. And it also frustrated me, realizing this, that there were a lot of opportunities that I could have taken. Not right now, because the market trend's not lining up, but there were a lot of opportunities that I could have taken had I not disqualified them based on relative strength. This is why you backtest, right? Now, I'll be doing this all over again when the Outlier 2.0 comes out, which Mahesh is promising is next Tuesday. We'll see about that, Mahesh. But I'm telling you, I am so grateful that I did this, because now I know, which I knew, the market signals being the market's trend, right? How is the market performing? The market breadth, the buy signal, and then combined with the stock's own trend makes a tremendous difference. 5x returns. I knew it would. I wasn't surprised at all by that. What I was surprised by was that relative strength was inconclusive. Inconclusive. So that's how my brain works. I need to see data. And knowing this, basically this means that I'm going to make a change to my trading plan. I'm going to be doing this all over again when the Outlier 2.0 comes out, because I want to make sure that I'm still in line with that. But I'm in complete shock. Complete, utter shock to see that. So, yeah. I love doing this. By the way, I could spend 27 hours doing this, and I would enjoy every single moment of it. This is my thing. Your thing may be shooting pool. Your thing may be building models. Your thing may be something else. But good gravy. I was like, holy crap. Brian says, oh, did the winners pass backtesting? Well, let's find out, Brian. Let's do this. We're going to do this live. I don't have any trades to put on today, so we're going to do this together. 4.0s only. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, we're going to do it real quick. But I say it's kind of hard to tell because the backtest results will change over time. And so this one is from last July. Microsoft. I assume that, oh, what is this? This is a new thing. New feature available. Run multiple strategies on multiple assets and timeframes. Compare results and explore. Whoa. I don't know what this means. I might figure that out later. That's cool, though. Positive 12. It's positive expectancy. Not huge, but it is positive expectancy. NVIDIA. Well, that one's going to be promising. I know that. 146. Goog. Negative 8.5. But like I say, it could have been fine at that time. Oh, this was just January 2nd. Maybe not. Meta. Positive 7.7. Look at that. Don't you? This is like one of my very favorite things is when you backtest something and it perfectly moves inside that cloud. If you believe in efficient market theory, this is impossible. I don't subscribe to that theory because this is impossible in that theory. Look at that. It even manages to capture this move up here within the average move. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, Brian, I'm still going to continue to backtest. And I'm also going to be using the outlier signal return backtest right here to make sure that I do have positive expectancy. But I'm going to wipe off relative strength, which pains me to say because I very believe in that bigly. I very believe in relative strength bigly, but I'm going to wipe that off. As crazy as it sounds, but I'm going to do it. I'm still going to keep that scanner because like inside of here, well, I wonder because I can take that data and run it in here. Yeah, the only reason I needed that spreadsheet was for the relative strength calculation. So actually I can skip a step now. So that's cool. Brian says, but we could cut out the other file with RS. Brian, you literally were reading my mind. More efficient process. Yeah, you and I were in sync on that one, my friend. So yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm almost in disbelief. However, that's because Outlier doesn't use technical data. It uses investor behavior data. So it kind of makes sense because this is not, it's not trend following per se. Let's go to, who is one that had a lot of fear, yet it turned out to be a huge win? Like the last NVIDIA signal, right, was coming off of fear and then turned into greed, like deep greed. And now it's such deep greed, it's turned into a sell signal. Now, we talked about this the other day. This is not a sell to open. That is a sell to close. Being that it's a sell to close, you take your profits and you get the hell out of the way. You don't buy puts on that. Learning from the fools. Yeah. Brian, I feel like a fool sometimes when I see that kind of stuff. So, all that is to say, let's jump into our market analysis. Welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. This is how to trade in only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading. And I am a partner with Outlier, but this is my style of trading using Outlier. Before I forget real quick, you probably noticed my incredible shirt. Let me show you. Yes, as I mentioned yesterday, Scrooge McDuck is my spirit animal, and my family got me this shirt for my birthday. So I was like, yeah, I got to wear that. Okay, so whenever I trade with the market, well, whenever I trade, it always starts with the market. We're going to let the market tell us which direction it's going. And I backtested and proved that that does matter. Not only does it matter, it is 5 times higher returns than just grabbing anything that comes along. 5x, right? So we're looking for the market's trend with the MMFI trending in the same direction. And then a buy signal plus the 10, 20, 50 on its own stock. Let's go to the SPY. We have it. 10, 20, 50 pointing north. On the market breadth, we don't have it. we actually have the opposite. We have a bearish setup here, 10, 20, 50, all pointing south. This just says to me that this rally is becoming less and less and less sustainable. And the scary part, hear me out. The scary part is as this trends down, as this gets higher, I think it's going to have a real strong merger of the two. I think it's going to be a very, very quick pullback, and I'm a bit nervous about that. Speaking of my bearish economic standpoint, the CEO of Kellogg, during his earnings call, was saying how consumers and families should be embracing eating cereal for dinner as a way to cut back expenses on food. And I'm like, oh shit, this is what I've been saying. They're finally catching on to the fact that people are not buying as much. In fact, I saw that Denny's, IHOP, it was like other typically low cost diners that at least have public data, they were all scrambling saying, and McDonald's is one in particular, scrambling saying that their consumer has gone away. Like their unit sales are so far down, and it's because people are pulling back. And one way they're pulling back is by eating out. Sebastian was saying, I was wondering why I missed so many trades. Shut up, Sebastian. I know, dude. I know. I'm sitting over here thinking the same thing. Cereal is not filling and really expensive. I've told y'all this story many, many times. I went to the grocery store. So we buy Fairlife milk because it has twice as much protein. And I got 2 jugs of Fairlife milk and a bag of Fruit Loops. Really nothing fancy. $17. And that was a Walmart. I mean, I'm not talking like Whole Foods. That was just straight up Walmart. I couldn't believe it. $12 Big Mac meal is ridiculous. Yeah, man. $12 meal for a burger. I'm gonna go to like a Chili's or something. I'm sure I could get a $12 meal there, and it's going to taste a lot better, have a lot higher quality ingredients. Anyway, my view of the economy is very bearish, and I am the biggest leader of don't get in the way of this, but be very cautious. So I'm not going to be trading this. Just add yogurt to regular milk. Oh, like Greek yogurt? That's actually not a bad idea. I like that idea. I love good Greek yogurt. So I'm not going to trade today because these are moving in opposite directions. Market breadth is going down while market trend continues to stomp higher. So wait and cash for proper setups, as long as it takes, right? However, as we just discussed, and as Sebastian wanted to make sure he not only stabbed me, but also twisted the knife, that, yeah, I missed a lot of great opportunities because the relative strength. And now we know differently. And that's part of backtesting, my friend. That's why we backtest, is to see what a difference that makes. Let's go to our final thoughts. Oh, I like this one. This is Ivan Bayaji. I like Ivan. Ivan was a monk. Like he was chill, so chill, and I got a chance to meet him. Anyone can gain a statistical edge in the market, which is what we were just discussing for the first half of this, is that I had an edge, but I wanted to see where I could improve upon that edge. Where I could is continuing to keep the market trends in and removing the relative strength trends, because they did not provide conclusive evidence, conclusive math to say, hey, this gains an edge. So anyone can gain an edge in the market. That's the easy part. But the matter of who actually comes out with consistent profits is decided by their mindset. That's the hard part. Now, what does that mean to this circumstance here? Right? I could continue to say, I'm going to just trade with high relative strength. I know that matters, right? But now I actually know how little that matters to these trades. And I'm going to have more opportunities to come on, right? And my mindset has shifted. But I didn't shift it arbitrarily. I shifted it using data and facts. And I can back up everything, right? And that's the hard part. Most people don't want to put in that work. They want to just be given buy and sell signals, which is why OVTLYR is so freaking awesome, because it is giving you buy and sell signals. But the difference is making sure that you have the right mindset to trade. I think a lot of that has to do with position sizing and being okay with taking losses. Because I still have it here. I mean, 55% was the win rate using OVTLYR, which I was actually really stoked about. That's a decently high win rate. Now we could pop that up to 70% using a couple extra outside signals here. But a 55% win rate's cool. It's fantastic. You know what that also means? 45% of the time you lose. And having the mindset of being okay with losses is what it's going to have to take. If you don't have that, if you just expect to win every single time, you will have nothing. Because you'll be in trades way too big, taking way too much risk. And it's going to be those trades that turn around and take you out. So thank you all for coming to the OVTLYR Trading Room today. I appreciate the conversation. I love when you guys give me feedback because my job here is to make this better for you every single day. And your feedback means the world to me. So have a fantastic afternoon. I'll see you right back here tomorrow morning for the webinar. Invite your friends. We're going to be going through OVTLYR, all the signals, talking about different signals and talking about how to use it. So I'll see you in the morning. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.